Hey guys, welcome back to Teachers Talk Money. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is my dog Hattie. I'm going to go over everything that we spent when we were preparing to get Hattie and in the process of adopting her, and everything we've spent afterwards to give you kind of an idea of all of the starting costs of getting a dog and kind of what the upkeep costs will be. I want to start out by saying that getting Hattie is one of the best purchases I've ever made, and I think that Brian feels the same way. One final note about the cost of dog ownership is that, like, obviously not all the costs are completely strictly financial. Owning a dog costs you a lot in your time as well. We probably walk Hattie for a total of an hour and a half every day if you combine all 3 walks. And it also takes time to prepare meals and give her all the attention that she deserves as the queen she is. So just keep in mind that you'll be paying in your time as well. It's a trade-off that to me is entirely worth it, especially having myself and a second person to take care of her. But if you live alone especially, it's something to really consider if you're ready for that kind of time investment also. If you have the funds and the time and energy to get a dog and you're interested in doing it, it is an incredibly worthwhile experience. So all that being said, let's get into it. I'll show you everything that we have spent on Hattie so far. The first expense we had for Hattie was her food and water bowls and her placemat, and this totaled about $18. I believe it was $9 for both of these simple glass bowls and $9 for the placemat. The next thing we needed to get was a food container to kind of keep the smell of the food sealed, as well as our initial round of dry food. And the total for both of these was about $40. We also spent a good amount of money on treats initially. We spent $12 to get these sort of jerky-like treats, as well as these smaller peanut butter biscuit style treats. Next, we had to get her collar and her leash, and those totaled $43 together, which was definitely more than I expected. And also you can see that blue doggy bag dispenser, and that was $8, and I would not go without that. Highly recommend getting one of those. It makes it much more convenient. A couple of the other extra items we got were these 2 food and water travel bowls. They're super convenient for travel. They just kind of pop out, and I use them a lot when we just take Hattie to go chill in the park, especially for her water, just to have it wherever we go. And then, of course, some doggy bags to last us hopefully a very long time. And the bowls cost $23 together, and the bags were $10. We also initially spent quite a bit on toys. We spent $34 just to get her some balls and this soft toy, as well as a bone toy. And then this is her bed, which cost $45, although it was a little bit small, so we ended up replacing it with a larger bed later. So now she has 2 beds. Finally, we have her crate, which was $44, and we got this on Amazon, I believe, and this crate mat, which Brian found at Petco, which was $35. So with everything totaled up with tax, we spent $328 on these initial items. Hattie's adoption fee was $335, which is a little steep, but she came microchipped and with rabies and her first heartworm preventative and all of that good stuff. And we donated $15. Her first vet visit actually cost us about $192. So all the initial costs totaled, it was about $870. To give you guys an idea of the recurring costs, we pay about $60 a month for her food, $8.50 a month for her heartworm preventative, and $20 a month for her flea medicine. I also want to give you guys an idea of how Brian and I saved for Hattie and what we deem is kind of a good fully funded emergency fund to have for a dog or really any pet. So we saved for Hattie over a number of months, kind of both contributing monthly what we could. Brian contributed a lot more since she is kind of officially his dog and he would get her in the hypothetical divorce. But what we did is we put huge chunks of money in each month whenever we could spare it, and we built up a fund of about $3,800. And as you can see, we spent about $870 of that on some of her initial costs. From there on out, we're cash flowing any of the monthly costs or other costs that are coming up, but we're maintaining around a $3,000 emergency fund in case anything goes wrong with her health and we have to take her to the vet. Vet visits are very unpredictable in nature as to how much everything is going to cost. So it's good to have a really, really nice emergency fund in case your dog gets sick. Thank you guys so much for joining me and watching this video today. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in more financial content. Bye.